Welcome back to my channel. This is my November reset and wanted to share how October went, what I'm looking into for November, and all of the things, so definitely stay tuned. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Tatiana and I'm passionate about helping you get out of your own way to truly build the life that you desire, a life that is full of freedom, impact, and legacy. So happy you are here to join me for this November reset. I have really been enjoying filming these for you all and hoping to continue this as the months come and go. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. As you know, this is my notebook, okay? If you see this notebook, you already know what time it is. I have written down my lessons and just different things to reflect on. And I also love to get into my power sheets at the end and beginning of every month. This is the 2023 power sheets and I have been loving them so much. And so I have my page here. This is the month in review page that I like to fill out a few days before. There's still a couple days left in October, so still a little bit shy of the month ending. Still may have some things happen, some goals, and one of the things I'm really trying to finish this book I've been reading. It's been taking me a while because October has been a busy month, which I will get into, but I am finally making my way through it and I am going to finish it before October is over. Like I'm calling it. So the first thing I wanted to get into is my reflections. And so I have my month in review here, but I also love to just talk about a lesson that I learned. And the lesson that I learned for October, I have two here. And then I'll kind of dive into one of them. The first one is that sometimes there won't be a green light, and that is where your faith will truly begin. And basically with that, I've seen, even with me, you know, trying to wait to hear from God, you know, getting in my quiet time, walking and trying to remove distractions, taking a break, stepping away, I will be honest that there never was really this moment that was very clear of like, okay, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. A lot of the things that I felt or I feel like I heard felt a little bit foggy, you know, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And so that leaves you to question, you know, like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Is this correct? You know, will I make a mistake? And so that is really where your faith truly begins, because sometimes we have to just take the leap anyway. If we're waiting for this green light or this just overwhelming sign, it may not come, and that doesn't mean that what you're trying to do is not for you. But sometimes it's just really apparent, you know, the things that we need to do. And some of the things I've decided to let go of and just the experiences I've had, even over just the last couple of months, have really led me to the choices that I'm making today. And so I'm going to be confident in that, and I'm going to stand on my faith in that and just hope for the best. The other lesson that I have written down is my work from then has led to fruit today. And I really have seen that a lot, because even though I've taken a break and I stepped back and paused on a lot of different things that I typically was very consistent with, and then kind of came out and did a planner launch, y'all, okay? People still showed up and showed out, and I'm so grateful. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in the wins, but it's just really what I'm wanting to say is that all of the hard work that I put in and kind of the earlier years of me building this platform, you know, figuring out what I wanted to do, getting my feet wet with different types of entrepreneurship, helping others, pouring into others, and all of those things, I truly feel is a testament to me being able to come back and having people still there and willing to support. And for that, I'm just grateful, but I'm also really looking at the work that I put in, because I do really put a lot into what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. And so it's just a nice reminder to see that, like, you know, I've built this foundation essentially, and it's something that I always encourage others to do as well. Like, I know it is easier said than done to try to build this online brand. It's easier said than done to put yourself out there and get on video and talk and go live and connect with people that you don't know and you may never know in person. But there is so much in the obedience of getting uncomfortable and the impact that you make that you blindly may not even realize how many people you've helped. There's so much in that, and I get to see that little by little as I continue on in this journey. And so for that, I'm grateful for the fruit that has been produced in this season of my obedience in previous seasons. So now I'm going to get into my month in review for Powersheets, and the first little box on here is the gratitude. And so My family, so the first thing with gratitude I have to just say is my family, specifically my mom and my grandmother. Y'all, like, I just have to thank God. I thank him all the time for them, but especially in this month, it was just nice because I got opportunity to spend a week with them earlier in the month when we went to Arizona, and they are just the most giving and caring people that I know. They are such an amazing example, and I'm just so grateful for them. I had an opportunity to sit down with them and we recorded a couple of things together. So if you didn't get a chance to check out my Arizona vlog, make sure you do. If you want to get a chance to meet my mom and grandmother, the women that truly have really helped me a lot in this part of my life, you know, this womanhood journey. And I'm just so grateful for them because I know that not everyone is always blessed with family that just genuinely is there for you and there's nothing tied to it, and it's just such a selfless love that they have, and I'm just really grateful for them. That's what I wrote down as the first thing on here. Also, my launch going off with no problems. That is always nice because you never know, like sometimes I might forget to hit a button or I may forget to do something, and then people are like sending me messages when the launch is happening, and I successfully did that. And there's only one minor issue. It was really, really small. I had a bundle where you could get a weekly planner and a daily planner, and I forgot to mark which planner you were selecting in the 2-pack. And my friend Shalina actually reached out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably have that. Which, speaking of, Shalina is on my gratitude list because she just always sees me in just different areas of life, and just really gets me. And sometimes it's not even like I really have to say anything, but she just like knows what to say or knows what's going on. And so I'm just really grateful for her. She's so much more than an accountability partner, which is kind of what we started out as. We truly have grown to have a sisterhood, and I'm so grateful for her, as well as my friend Jaleesa. That's another person I wanted to point out. I had an opportunity, you also see in that Arizona vlog, that I got to sit down and have lunch with her. We hadn't seen each other in about a year, and our friendship really grew a little bit after I moved to New Mexico. She's another person that really gets what I'm doing. You know, she does a lot of similar things to me, and we really just, you know, we mesh really well and want to collaborate and do different things. And it was such a blessing to have that lunch with her because I just really got a lot out of it, a lot of things that I need to be reminded of and to hear. And it's just always nice to just be surrounded by positivity. And so for that, I'm grateful. Okay, so good things on here / wins, basically. The launch, my planner launch, y'all. Okay, I really enjoyed it. I had so much fun. I called this like a light launch, and so basically with that just meaning I didn't do all of the things I typically do, but I mean I did about 80% of the 100 that I usually do. There were some things I left out just because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. Mainly it was what I launched. Typically I would have a ton of other products that came with my planners, but I decided I really wanted to take it easy on myself, and so I kept it very, very simple, and it was mainly just the planners that launched, and I decided to add on some mini notebooks as well. And I'm just grateful for all of the people that took advantage of that time because it went really well. And as I'm actually recording this, today is the last day of that launch week, and so it's just been amazing, the people that were able to purchase, and I'm excited to get everyone their planners really soon. But I'm just really grateful for that. It was such a good win for the month, truly, truly. And also just to kind of add to that too, I think a win is just me getting motivated again. I went through just that period of not really knowing what it was that I wanted to do and just trying to get adjusted to moving. And so I really feel like I'm getting my footing again with my business, and I'm just really happy to be in this place and just have a lot of clarity for just like the next 6 to 12 months of what it is that I want to do. And I really consider that a win as well. Another thing, I gotta shout my daughter out because we've been doing homeschool. Homeschool has been going wonderful. It's definitely a great goal that has been doing good, but she's been mastering these sight words, y'all. She's been reading. She's just doing amazing. She's really blossoming in all of the things that we do, even the things that I take her to where she gets to kind of connect with other children and just to watch her grow and coming into her own. It's just really cool to witness. So I've considered that a win, you know, that we still going strong with it. Things are going well, and I'm starting to kind of, again, you know, see that fruit of what we've been sowing for a few years now, just really starting to come out of her. And then another win is that I've been pretty consistent, as much as I can be, with me wanting to get back into walking and my Pilates classes. This month, y'all, and I guess I'll kind of touch on that a little bit. Yeah, October was by far one of the busiest months because, so when it first started off, the second week of October, we went to Arizona for an entire week to visit my sister, her fiance, and my new nephew. That was a wonderful trip, and we had a great time. That was where I got to spend that extra time with my mom and grandmother, and just, it was a really, really nice trip. And then after I got back home, it was literally like, I think a day, and then my husband went out of town for a business trip for an entire week. So then it was just me and Emery here. And, you know, I definitely know that I got this, you know, when it comes to like being able to handle things on my own. But I really appreciate my husband when he's here. Like, I really appreciate him. And there is nothing like having an extra pair of hands and energy and just someone else, especially when you have a small child. And so I think that definitely made that week just really crazy. You know, on top of just like having to do our regular homeschool stuff, I also was trying to get things together for my launch. And then I was trying to get her out to do different things, and I ended up taking her to see Paw Patrol, which was really fun. And I think we went to the park, and we did a couple of different things during that week. But I had to really try to stay sane, you know, because it's a lot. You don't really get to turn off at all. You don't really have anyone you can kind of pass things over to. And I really give it to my single moms out there that do this on a regular basis. But, you know, I still don't want to just take away from my own personal experience as well. And so I think that it went really well, but it just made for an even more hectic month of just getting back. He left, then he finally got back. And then we found out news that his grandmother passed away. And so it's just been an interesting month. It's been a heavy month. It's been a full month. I launched my planners as well. And so it's just been a crazy month of a lot of different things going on. But that's definitely a bit of the memories I have. I'm so excited that I did get to meet my nephew. And he is just, he's so cute. I'm so happy for my sister. And she's an amazing mom already. And I know that it's only going to get better. Like, you can just tell how much she cares for him. And it was just really, really fun to get to go do that. And then I guess kind of like the last reflection, good thing I have written on here is my membership and just the calls we had. We had some really, really good calls this month. This quarter, I feel like, is just an amazing quarter in general. But for this particular month, we had a pop-up coaching call that kind of kicked off everything. And I haven't done that before. So it was just like a call where I got on, no rhyme or reason, no format, literally just getting on, connecting, answering any questions people have. And I think it was just a great way to kick off the quarter, and just so nice to connect with the ladies. We got quite a few new members, so that has been really nice as well. And overall, I just really love the membership. And so I wanted to just put that on here as a reflection, because a lot of the calls have just been so helpful. The members are definitely vulnerable, and I love that they feel like it's a safe space to share and ask the questions that they need. So I'm just really grateful for all of the ladies in the community, and I'm hoping that it only continues to grow with time, because it is truly like my passion project. Okay, so now I want to get into the not so fun stuff, the struggles, and just different things that I want to work on. So in here they have a tab that says they have a box on here that says what's not working. And so the first one for me is that I need to work, and I have said this so many times, I really need to work on the getting up late, going to bed late thing, okay? I need to be getting up earlier. I need to be getting up before my daughter, and I want to be having my quiet time with God, which is kind of like a second part to that. Both of those things have just kind of gone out of the window pretty much since we moved. And so I really want to get back to doing that, even if it's like Tuesday through Thursday is the days that I'm like, okay, these are the days I'm going to get up at 5:30. And then the other days, you know, we'll kind of see. But I want to have a set couple of days in a row to really build some good habits and get up and get some things done, because I just find that my days are better, my mornings are better when I'm not waking up with all of these to-dos and everything, and then I'm also trying to juggle and do mom stuff and all the different things. And so getting up early is not working right now, but I'm really going to try to just basically at this point, like, just rip the band-aid off and just get up. You know, like, there's really no way to prepare for it other than just like, girl, you got to get up. And also the quiet time with God, I want to get back into that. And I think I really want to do a devotional. I actually have these two things I want to show. I actually did it this morning. So the first part is this W Method journal from my friend Rosalind. She created this, and I really like it because it's just a very simple, you get in here and you just kind of figure out, if you're reading a devotional, it's even better because there's a section for that. But she has kind of like a feelings wheel in here. And then there's also just these prompts and things. So stuff in here like, you know, what are you feeling in this moment? Who has God been to me? What are 3 to 5 things grateful for? And then what scripture can I meditate on today? And then there's a whole section over here on this side to just write down things that you're thinking about from the devotional. So I definitely do think that this will just be really nice to continue using. It's just very simple. It's not a lot of guesswork, but I am also kind of missing my Daily Grace Co. Bible studies. So I'm thinking about pulling out one of the ones that I was doing and kind of paused on right when we were getting ready to move, to kind of end out November basically, or go through November. And then I also have this that I got into today, which this is always nice to refer back to and just kind of dive back into where I was. I'm on day 44 as the next one I'm going to be reading, so I'm in the Belief and Faith section, but this is the 100 Days of Believing Bigger devotional journal by Marshawn Evans, and this one is really, really good as well. And it's really good too, I think, for just people that are trying to build something bigger than them outside of just like the day-to-day norms, but really trying to show up in an even bigger space, you know, trying to build a platform, make an impact in different things. But I think really, honestly, anyone can benefit from it. And I'm gonna actually make sure both of these things are linked down below, so if you are interested in getting those or checking them out, I have them on there. But that's pretty much what I would say is not working. Other than that, I think I just want to find some community here where I live. That is something that I'm craving in this season, is just really having like good friends that are close by that I can go grab lunch with and that I can do things with. And sometimes I can pose as a challenge. You know, people are busy, and that's something that I really want in this season. So that is definitely what's not working, you know, just kind of like not getting out there and putting myself out there. So just trying to find ways to meet new people and all of that. Okay, so now I'm going to get into, and so I actually went live earlier this week and I did a plan with me video for the month of November. So a lot of my plans and things I touched on specifically for what I want to do. I'm going to briefly touch on them here, but definitely go check out that November plan with me if you want to see a deep dive more into what I'm really planning to do for November. But some important to-dos definitely is getting my planner orders out. I think that is by far one of the main things, especially when it comes to my business. And then I also have another launch, 2 launches technically happening. I have a launch for planner accessories and like fun things to add to the planners that is going to be happening November 14th. And then I also have my Black Friday sale and stuff that I'm doing. So just kind of getting ready for all of those things definitely requires a level of energy and, you know, just preparation on top of getting the orders out. So lots of important things with that. And then more on like a personal side of things. Ooh, the lighting just changed. On the personal side of things, I want to finally get all of my just registration stuff for South Carolina. Basically, you know, like just become official here and do all of that. So that's what I'm planning to do for the month of November. Lots of other things included in that, but that's kind of a gist. Really quickly, I wanted to share that I have moved into one of the new planners for my shop. This is the 6-month daily planner, as you can see, and it's in the Inspire print jelly bean cover, depending on which name you want to call it. And on that plan with me that I did, I filled in this November section. So just wanted to share a little bit of what I have going on. So I want to challenge myself by getting up early, as I've shared. I also have the launches that I have coming up. So I'll be working a lot on that, especially around the content and the products. Specifically, I want to get back into a Sunday planning routine and the home management routine that I mentioned. And then I want to upgrade my binding equipment. So that's something I'm looking into, just trying to figure out what's the best option. I already have a list of everything. I just need to kind of make a decision. And then I have some days that I'm planning to rest because I have another busy month ahead. And so I want to be intentional about some time off. Over here, I have my product ID, or I have my content themes that I'm going to be focusing on, trying to decide, and I need to finalize if I'm doing a vision board party. And then these are the 3 focuses that I'm doing for my business for November. So I have some updates to my website. My membership is always going to be a focus because there's always things to do for it. And then launches that I mentioned that will be happening. I have a couple of goals. One of the big ones including just building my inventory. Getting my stickers is one of the things I'm bringing back to my shop. So just getting stuff kind of in more of a made to, or kind of in a ready to ship status versus a made to order. And then I broke down some of the different projects and stuff that I have over here. So just having some different tasks of how I want to complete some things. Hoping to have a text list started for November. And updating my work with me page on my main Tatiana Muse site, which is kind of more of like my personal brand coaching site. And then here's my monthly spread. It turned out so cute, and y'all look at this little bun girl. This was a kind of like a different bun girl that I had from back in the day when I had the stationery Muse shop. So a lot of these stickers are from that. This is from a sticker book I think I got from Michael's. And yeah, it's just some really cute stuff. I just love how it turned out. But here's those rest days. So just your reminder, get some rest. We all need it. Or yeah, so that is my November to-dos. I'm excited for decorating and just having holidays here in a new place. It's definitely very different. And I don't necessarily mean if it's different good or bad. I don't know. It's different. And so just kind of embracing where we are now and just getting an understanding of what the holidays is like here, decorating this house for the first time, and just seeing all of the traditions and things that they do here in our area, I think will be fun. I'd love to go to like a tree lighting ceremony or something. I'm debating on doing Vlogmas, so I don't know. We'll see, but that stuff. And then Thanksgiving is always really fun too. Hoping I'll get a chance to do something with family at some point for one of the major holidays, so that would be really nice. And then the things, as the last thing I wanted to touch on is just what I'm saying yes to and what I'm saying no to. And so what I'm saying no to, first off, is negative energy in situations, y'all. I cannot stress enough how imperative it is for you to surround yourself not only with people that lift you up and that feel like a light, but to even just put yourself in certain situations. You know, like if you know you're getting ready to go into a situation that's just going to be negative, right? Like just trying to avoid those things as much as you can, because it really does take a toll on our well-being. And honestly, you know, like I'm not really trying to do that. I'm not trying to deal with it. And I'm getting to a point where I feel like I'm a lot more sure in the things that bring me joy, and to when it can kind of be masked by, you know, just feeling like you have to kind of put on for whatever the situation is. I know I'm being very vague, but I think it can apply to a lot of different things. And so overall, I'm just really saying no to negative energy, negative people, negative situations. So if anything fits into that category, it's a no for me, because I'm really trying to just live a life of joy as much as I can. There is so much heaviness going on in the world, and the last thing I need is for, you know, just people on a regular basis within my life bringing anything but joy and happiness and understanding and willingness to just do the best we can, right? And that is just what I hope for anyone that happens to be watching this. And so if there's someone or something that you might be thinking about, maybe it's a job, right? Or it might be a specific person. But just really for me, I'm going to be assessing those things and trying to figure out how I can, if it's not necessarily something I can completely just stop, how I can really set up healthy boundaries that will allow for me to make sure that I'm taking care of myself and my well-being in all aspects. And then the other thing I'm saying no to, and I mentioned, is the bad sleeping habits. Okay, so I'm going to try to figure that out, because I have been like staying up late as well, which does not help the getting up early thing. So just trying to have like a set bedtime, just trying to figure out what that that time is, because again, you know, like especially when I don't get a lot of the work done in the morning, then I tend to stay up late. And so it's like it's got to be one or the other. And you know, maybe this is a season where I'm supposed to stay up late and wake up later. I don't know, but that's never been me. Typically, like, I'm not a night owl, and so it's been weird like staying up. And for me, y'all, late is like 11, maybe 12. Okay, I know some people might be like, that's not that late, but it's late for me. And so just trying to adjust to those different things, I think, will help. And then what I'm saying yes to is I want to kind of theme my home management setup and everything that I have. One thing that I really struggle with is when it comes to like meal planning, cleaning routines, and all of that stuff. Like, things get done, but it's not always in a timely manner. A lot of times it comes with some kind of angst or stress behind it. The attitude for me is not always right, you know, when I'm approaching these tasks and things. And so really just coming up with more of a routine in those areas. I've had them in the past, they've worked in the past, but I think just with us moving, it's been hard for me to settle into a routine, especially with us traveling so much. I'm thinking that this month we will finally be able to have somewhat of a set routine where I'll finally have an opportunity to not kind of be interrupted, if that makes sense. You know, like when I'm literally gone for a week or something, it just throws everything off. Then I'm trying to, like, you know, get back to normal and stuff. So maybe with all of the traveling calm down and everything, I think that'll help me with getting these routines intact and coming up with like the days that I want to clean certain areas of the house, when I want to meal plan, when I want to do grocery shopping and stuff, because I think those things need to be on autopilot in order for me to just be able to function as best as I can as a mom and a wife. Because when those things are out of whack, as much as I want to show up and be present in certain aspects, it's hard when I'm like, oh, I gotta figure out what we're having for dinner, or oh, I gotta figure out this, or I gotta clean this up, I gotta do this. And so that's always a wrestle that I have, and sometimes I'll be too much in the moment and then things get, you know, like they fall behind. And so yes, that's what I'm gonna be working on, and saying yes to that. As well as just cutting my sugar intake. I think that I just can indulge way too much, and I really would like to calm that down. So I'm hoping to just be a little bit more mindful of what I'm putting into my body and just take it easy on the sugar and all of the snacking and everything, and just try to get back to some kind of normalcy with how I'm eating. Because I've just really fallen off, and it's been really hard to get back into a routine. If you can't tell a trend here, a lot of things have been really hard to get back into since I've moved. And so I can no longer use the excuse of, oh, I moved, I'm just getting settled in. It's like, okay, no, now we need to start taking these things seriously. My health is very important to me. You know, taking care of my home is very important to me. And so at some point it has to be, all right, I'm willing to make some changes. I'm willing to make some sacrifices and things so that I can start having these things in place. And then the last thing I am saying yes to on here is that I want to pray instead of pointing fingers. And I actually was listening to, I think it's Milena Cicciati was saying it. It was like a video about marriage, but I feel like I want to apply it to everything, not even just so much marriage. But she had mentioned in one of the videos, it was about something about like your husband falling in love with you or something about that. And one of the points that she said was just to pray for the things that you typically would, you know, kind of, I'm not really a nagger, so I wouldn't even necessarily say nag, but just that you bring up regularly, or that may come off as a complaint or something like that, but to pray over it instead and kind of see what happens. And so I really want to do that, but apply that to a lot of different areas. I think sometimes it's easy just as humans for us to want to place blame sometimes, or, you know, want to point fingers like I wrote down on here, but I really want to lean into trusting in God and putting those things in God's hand and kind of just removing myself from it as much as I can. And so that is just in all aspects, because we can't control other people's actions. We can't control how other people choose to show up in the world. All we can do is control who we are, and we can pray for them, and we can hope for the best. And so that's really what I want to do for just different relationships, different people I know, and just hoping that, you know, I'll see some results and different things in that way. October is wrapping up, and it's been a pretty good month overall, a very busy month, a full month, definitely a month that I enjoyed a lot. Lots of good things. Being around family is always wonderful for me. I had my first launch with my business, coming back with my planners, which went wonderful. And overall, I feel like this is the first month where I've really felt somewhat settled here since we moved, which I know sounds crazy. We've been here since May, but it takes a while. And I still don't feel like it's 100%, but I do think that we're getting there. So, yeah, I'm excited for November and what it holds. I'm excited for the holidays, especially. And, just the different things that God has planned that I don't even know about yet. But I'm on this walk and getting ready to go to a Pilates class. I'm going to be doing a November reset pretty soon. And I'm listening to The Garden Within by Dr. Nita Phillips. It's a book that we're actually reading for the membership. And it's really good. It really talks a lot about how we can be in tune with our emotions, first and foremost, and how it doesn't make us weak, but if anything, it makes us more aware of who we are, where we're going, what God wants for us. And it just allows you to sit in that. And so I'm on chapter 6 right now, and she was talking about fear, which fear is like my thing, y'all. I'm always talking about it. And so for the month of November, I really want to lean into fear and what that means for us. Why we allow that to stop us when we know that we're capable of doing hard things, when we know that we've done challenging things in the past. Why does fear stop us? It's false evidence appearing real, and I'm going to be tapping into that for November. Because I think fear a lot of times is at the forefront of why a lot of us don't move forward, and sometimes it's due to the success. That's a lot of times what I think I deal with is fear of success, and I kind of sabotage myself before things get started, or I feel like, who am I to be doing this, whatever the case is. But then, there's the fear of the unknown, of feeling like, okay, there's so many things to figure out here. I'm not qualified for this. I don't know where to begin. And of course, the fear of failure, to put yourself out there, to tell people about this, to put all of your time and energy into something just to see it not go the way you planned. But I think in all of those, if you're able to move past that feeling and you get to the other side of it, whatever that may be, you will start to understand, what this season or what that decision really means for you in your life, what lesson you were meant to learn, and more so uncovering, who it is that you're trying to become. So lots of things in relation to fear is what I want to tap into, because I know that I deal with it all of the time. I know that you deal with it all of the time, and I know that it is something that is sadly the thing that stops so many people from moving forward with their dreams and what's really placed on their heart. And so I think it's important to talk about it and identify it and really get to the root of why you are allowing it to stop you from moving forward on the call that you have placed within you. So yeah. May my urge for growth be stronger than my urge for comfort. May I be willing to learn. May I be willing to fail. But most importantly, may I allow the willingness to be obedient to just completely overtake any fear that I have when it comes to what I'm here to do.